Tonight, urgent rescue mission. The race to find a missing airman shot down in Iran intensifies. Iran still taking a pounding as President Trump threatens to escalate the war.
I'm Elizabeth Palmer in Tel Aviv. The race is on for American military personnel to find the missing flyer before the Iranians do.
Also tonight, sticker shock, new pain beyond those soaring pump prices.
I'm Allie Bauman at the New York Auto Show. New vehicle prices at record highs. Will rising costs prompt Americans to shift gears, looking to the past to fuel a small car comeback?
Wake-up call to Pink Pony Club for astronauts headed to the moon as NASA looks back. The view, picture perfect.
This is an opportunity for us to remember where we are, who we are, and that we got to get through this together.
I'm Mark Strassman at Mission Control in Houston. Artemis 2 is now closer to the moon than it is to Earth.
Emergency landing. A small plane surprising drivers today on a Pennsylvania interstate. All that, plus a century of basketball and Showtime. The world-famous Harlem Globetrotters mark a milestone with their fans and teach me something new.
Oh, a little too much.
Lord, please help me.
This is the CBS Weekend News from New York with Jerika Duncan.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us this Saturday. New threats tonight from President Trump against Iran. In a social post today, the president wrote time is running out on his 10-day deadline to make a deal or open up the Strait of Hormuz. Now, he says, Iran has 48 hours before, quote, all hell will rain down on them. Iran rejecting that ultimatum. Also tonight, new video shows the moment multiple U.S. and Israeli airstrikes hit a bridge in Iran this week. At least 13 people were killed. This as the U.S. military races to find a missing American airman from one of two jets shot down by Iran. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Elizabeth Palmer is in Tel Aviv and leads us off. Liz.
Good evening, Jerika. What the president did not address is the urgent and high-stakes search for that missing American flyer, and also the loss of 2 American warplanes within hours of one another.
Iranian television broadcast pictures of what it said were armed men searching for the missing U.S. flyer. Don't worry, says one, we'll get him. But it's a race, and the U.S. is doing its utmost to get him first. Iranian security sources say American special forces have been inside Iran since last night. The missing airman was a weapons system officer in a plane like this one, an F-15 fighter that was shot down yesterday morning. The plane's pilot was rescued by helicopter, but a second warplane of a kind known as the Warthog was shot down too, though its pilot ejected safely. Even as Iran's regime is congratulating itself for the shoot-downs, it's still taking a pounding from the air by the Israelis and the Americans. Today, Iran reported a strike near its only functioning nuclear reactor and said the number of people killed when a major bridge was hit in Tehran last week had now risen to 13. Meanwhile, the regime is still striking out at its neighbors. A drone attack set a foreign-owned oil installation in Iraq ablaze, and state television claimed these missiles were headed for Israel. This afternoon, at least one Iranian missile did get through Israel's air defenses and destroyed several homes near Tel Aviv.
Israel has not said anything publicly either about the 2 downed American aircraft or the missing flyer. But, Jerika, it did say it would suspend attacks in the area that's being searched.
Elizabeth Palmer in Tel Aviv, thank you. Tonight, President Trump is in Washington, D.C. He has kept a low profile since his last public appearance Wednesday when he addressed the nation on the Iran war. CBS's Torian Small is at the White House with more on that. Torian.
Good evening, Jerika. Tonight, the president is threatening to escalate the war in Iran. This after telling the nation only days ago the conflict could end in 2 to 3 weeks.
I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly.
But it's been a series of conflicting messages. This week, he described Iran's ability to defend its airspace as decimated. During week 5 of the war, Iran shot down 2 U.S. warplanes. At home, the economic costs adding up fast. Energy costs surging, fueling inflation.
We are very dangerously we're lurching again into another forever war.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore told CBS's Ed O'Keefe he doesn't buy the president's timeline.
This is a forever war that is very similar to the one that I fought in, where I led soldiers with the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan.
Iran's blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, further inflaming Trump's criticism of NATO allies for not jumping in the fight.
Today, the biggest challenge to the alliance's future is actually President Trump.
Former George W. Bush Deputy Assistant Defense Secretary for NATO and Europe Policy Ann Brzezinski weighed in.
It's disconcerting because he's putting at risk something that's invaluable to the promotion and protection of our interests.
NATO allies calling the conflict America's war of choice.
And that's why I've been absolutely clear that this is not our war, and we're not going to get dragged into it.
President Trump is set to meet with NATO Chief Mark Rutte at the White House next week. And Jerika, today is the 77th anniversary of the alliance's founding.
Torian Small reporting from the White House. Thank you. The war in Iran keeps pumping up energy costs. The nationwide average price for a gallon of regular is now $4.10. That is up from $3.19 a month ago. And you'll pay the most if you live in California, $5.91 a gallon, up from $4.73. Soaring gas prices are also fueling new questions tonight about the cost of the vehicles we drive. CBS's Ali Bauman is at the New York Auto Show with more on how many car companies are reacting. Ali.
Jerika, beyond rising gas prices, the cost of owning a car or truck is more expensive than ever. A new vehicle now more than $49,000.
Unbelievable machine.
If you're in the market for a new car, brace your bank account. The average price now more than 20% higher than pre-pandemic prices and up more than 3% since President Trump imposed tariffs on vehicles and auto parts.
It's more expensive right now to buy a car, to finance a car, to do anything with a new car than ever before.
Nikki Kikian is a senior editor at Edmunds.
Cars are getting bigger, they're getting more capable, but buyers are demanding things like more space, they want more features, and all of that stuff needs a place to go.
Light trucks like SUVs and pickups make up about 80% of car sales, but bigger cars mean lower fuel efficiency.
The gas prices are ridiculous. Paying $4.50 a gallon almost is just out of control.
America has been through this before.
The more foreign car prices go up, the more it pays to put your money in a Chevy Chevette.
The energy crises of the 1970s prompted Americans and automakers to shift gears, moving away from gas guzzlers to more compact, fuel-efficient vehicles. But Yakikian says don't expect a small car comeback.
So I don't necessarily think we're going to see like a backtracking in the size of the cars that we like. We're going to look to alternate ways to power our cars.
Here at the auto show, electric vehicles dominate the floor, but only counted for about 8% of new car registrations last year. And if a new car is out of reach, consumers can always shop used. Shrika, they're about half the price of buying new.
Yeah, definitely not a bad option there. Ali Bauman, thank you. Tonight, officials in Louisiana are investigating a horrific crash in which a car plowed into a crowd of people. It happened during a parade in New Iberia, about 20 miles southeast of Lafayette. At least 15 people were hurt, some critically. The driver was taken into custody. Police say the crash did not appear to be intentional. Tonight, the 4 astronauts on the Artemis II mission have passed the halfway point between Earth and the moon. NASA has also been looking back, releasing these marvelous images of Earth taken from the capsule. CBS's Mark Strassman is in Houston at Mission Control. Mark.
Hey, Jerika, good evening. We just had the chance to talk to the crew. Quite a moment talking to 4 people nearly 180,000 miles from Earth. This clearly has been a moving experience for them, but also the thrill ride of a lifetime.
So even though we lived on space station for a collective 2 years, we have seen and felt things that we have never felt before from that.
We talked to the moon-bound Artemis II crew from our CBS News Space Bureau in Houston.
You'll be on one side of the moon, everyone else on Earth will be on the other. You'll be focused on the mission. What do you hope the rest of us are thinking about?
If you can just think about what it means to be together and what it means to be apart from your loved ones during that time and reflect on that, maybe we'll all come to a realization.
This otherworldly image shows the crew's destination straight ahead. Flight director Judd Freeling.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, as a human race, we're explorers, right? And we're getting to that, exploration again, to be far out.
On Monday, the crew will curl around the moon's far side for a 3-hour lunar flyby. At one point, Houston will lose all communication with the crew for 40 minutes.
It's not just the beauty that we're observing this.
Christina Cook told us before launching, the crew will alternate taking lunar pictures in teams of 2.
We are going to be in lockstep so that we maximize every minute of looking at that far side.
With every passing second, the crew leaves the rest of us farther behind.
You have this amazing place, this spaceship. You guys are talking to us because we're in a spaceship really far from Earth, but you're on a spaceship called Earth that was created to give us a place to live in the universe, in the cosmos.
4 days into this moonshot, they seem in great spirits. One capsule update, it is having a pesky issue with its toilet system, but all in all so far, this capsule has aced its flight test. Jerika?
So many people praying for the best. Mark Strassman, thank you. To the weather now. Severe storms this Easter weekend are rumbling across several states. Today, a reported tornado touched down about 90 miles southeast of Dallas. Several homes were damaged. There are no reports of any injuries. Let's check in with CBS News meteorologist Andrew Kozak for the very latest. Andrew.
Yeah, good evening, Jerika. Tracking powerful thunderstorms on this holiday weekend. It's all part of a system that extends from the Great Lakes, the Canadian border, where we had 1 foot to 1.5 feet of snow and some ice, to the Texas area, where we, of course, in Lindale had some of the most severe thunderstorms this afternoon. Now, the good news is that those powerful storms, as they continue to race east, will lose a little bit of steam. So even into your Saturday night and the next couple of hours, as we watch those severe thunderstorms, we're looking at the entire area diminishing in intensity. However, we get into your Sunday, and a large area, basically from Canada all the way down the Ohio Valley in the Deep South, will continue to see a soggy Sunday. Showers and thunderstorms up the I-95 corridor, affecting places like New York, Philadelphia, D.C., and the possibility for a marginal risk of severe weather on Sunday for the Mid-Atlantic. Much of the midsection of the country is dry, a few showers in Florida, and pleasant out west.
All right, Andrew Kozak, thank you. Tonight, the FAA is investigating what was a surprising moment for drivers on a Pennsylvania interstate. Take a look at this dash cam video caught this single-engine aircraft making an emergency landing in Lehigh County, about 60 miles north of Philadelphia. It came in low, touching down between rolling cars. Remarkably, no one was injured. Straight ahead on the CBS Weekend News, we head to India, where skilled tech workers are facing an expensive roadblock to get to the U.S. And we go one-on-one with the Harlem Globetrotters as they celebrate a major milestone. For decades, America has imported highly skilled tech workers from around the world on H-1B visas. But the Trump administration changed the way the visas are granted. CBS's Chanel Call traveled to the H-1B capital of the world to report on how exactly it is impacting the pipeline of global talent coming to America.
This place is actually called High-Tech City, but because of the many companies that we have, the term Cyberabad has come.
Cyberabad?
Yes.
The city of Hyderabad has been called the Silicon Valley of India.
Google, Facebook, and all the other bigger companies are here.
Rajesh Jaknali has worked for an American tech company here for 10 years with one goal.
Our dream was to perform, give you 100%, and then probably we'll get a chance to move to US.
But last September, saying it will protect American jobs, the Trump administration announced a $100,000 fee would be added for new applicants of the H-1B foreign worker visa, a price too high for many here.
I got this news and I was really devastated.
Hamid Abdul thought his Amazon job would eventually take him to the U.S., but now
it's not beneficial for any employer, to be honest. Nobody is going to hire you and give 100K.
So what does that mean for you?
I decided to move to Canada.
It's definitely America's loss.
Xavier Fernandez, who founded immigration agency Y-Axis, says the H-1B visa created a pipeline of tech talent that eventually fueled America's IT sector.
Many CEOs are from Hyderabad. You know, it's just a breeding ground of tech.
According to USCIS, over 70% of H-1B holders in 2024 were Indian.
Indians are the new oil, coal, or gas is brain power to run modern day industries.
Do you think that brain power exists in the U.S.?
That kind of talent you can't manufacture. It's not a thing that you can get it locally.
It's something even President Trump admitted to last year.
But you also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn.
Does this new policy then in any way threaten that trajectory of American innovation?
Definitely. Many Indians will stay back and build India.
It's an opportunity for Canada.
Countries like Canada, China, and Australia now scrambling to lure skilled workers like Jagnali by making their visa process easier.
I'm currently applying to Australia. The process is pretty straightforward there.
A shift in tech migration that may change the pace and face of American innovation. Chanel Call, CBS News, Hyderabad, India.
Still ahead on the CBS Weekend News, a first this Easter for the first American Pope. Stay with us. Tonight at the Vatican, Pope Leo led his first Holy Saturday Vigil. The solemn services inside St. Peter's Basilica mark the final day before Easter and what Christians celebrate as Christ's resurrection. Next on the CBS Weekend News, hitting the hardwood with the Harlem Globetrotters on their 100-year tour. But first, a look back at this day in history.
On this historic occasion, I am happy to welcome the foreign ministers of the countries which, together with the United States, form the North Atlantic Community of Nations.
Dr. King, 39 years old, who tried to teach America the meaning of nonviolent resistance, was shot and fatally wounded as he stood on the balcony of a Memphis hotel.
We end tonight with the Harlem Globetrotters, who for 100 years have been sharing the game of basketball all around the world. In tonight's Weekend Journal, we caught up with them on the court in Philadelphia to find out what makes this organization so special.
At a Harlem Globetrotters basketball game, a unique cast of players bring a style and a performance you won't see anywhere else. 40-year-old Jamani Hotshot Swanson, at 4'5", is known for being able to jump more than 3.5 feet off the ground.
That's why they call me Michael Jordan of little people.
Dante Hammer Harrison has been on the team for 17 years. As the master of ceremonies, he has mic'd the entire game.
This is my moment!
Always engaging with fans.
Hold on, I'm taking a selfie. Say cheese.
My dad took me when I was their age, so I wanted to take them as well.
I like the flips and the tricks.
It brings all the communities together, all races together.
The Harlem Globetrotters started as a place for Black Americans to showcase their talent at a time when leagues and stadiums were segregated.
We look back on our past. We originated in 1926. That was a time where Blacks wasn't even allowed to play basketball.
At the games today, some of the greats from the past are remembered, from Frederick Curly Neal to Sweet Lou Dunbar and Wilt Chamberlain, who went on to dominate in the NBA. And you can't forget about the women. Lynette Woodard made history in 1985 when she became the first female in the country to join a professional men's basketball team. Arijah Ace Porter says if not for Woodard, she wouldn't be here.
She carried that torch, and, we can do anything that men can do, maybe a little better.
With that said, I gave being a Globetrotter a try. My first big test, make a shot from behind.
Really?
I tried several times.
Oh, a little too much.
And was ready to move on.
Lord, please help me.
But then, my prayer was answered. I made the shot.
Did it go in?
After a century of tricks and laughs, the Harlem Globetrotters are still proving that sometimes the real wins are the ones that bring everyone together.
I think I'm going to stick to my day job. Well, that is the CBS Weekend News for this Saturday. I'm Jerika Duncan in New York. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.